Hey guys, Audra with Flawless Crested Geckos here, and today I'm actually doing something a little different than what our normal is. I am going to discuss with you guys because of a lot of questions that have been sent to us, whether it be through Instagram or Facebook or whatnot. A lot of questions have been asked about what we have used throughout the years up to now, what we have used, what hasn't worked, what has worked for our editing purposes. Some different apps or editing software, things like that we use for any type of social media posts, such as Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikToks, different, picture editing, like as far as collages and just different things like that. So this particular video today is going to be an in-depth review of one of the particular apps that I utilize on a regular basis to do all those cool editing features. You've noticed that I also, when we do a video, whether it be Will or I that edits the video, you'll notice things like this popping up in the screen, maybe this, just different things like that are utilized within the YouTube video that aren't necessarily the easiest things in the world to do. However, with this particular app review today, a lot of those pop-ups that you see, a lot of the animated things that come into our videos come directly from components of this particular app. This particular app that I'm reviewing for you today is Pixelcut. Now, Pixelcut is one of those apps that is free to download, and there are features that you can use on the free version of Pixelcut, and there are a lot of other apps that I do utilize the free version. However, this particular app, I definitely enjoy the pro membership because it just opens up your world to sort of a one-stop shop for a lot of the effects and things that you see that make videos really interesting and dynamic. Now, first, I'm going to kind of give you the rundown of the subscription pricing, the plans. Again, there's the free version, which is very limited, and then you have the $9.99 a month. So if you don't want to commit to like a full year or whatnot, you have the option to do $9.99 a month. And it does come out like on the same day every month. It's an automatic draft. And then we also have, your yearly fee, which is much cheaper than your $9.99 a month, $59.99 for the entire year. So you are getting a pretty sizable discount for signing up for the year. They also have, for your bigger businesses, people who have teams dedicated to their social media empires, social media Instagrams and things like that. Some of the businesses that just come to mind for me is like in the ball python world, Canova. He has some specific people that do his website design, his all his social media editing and videos, things like that. And then maybe like for our world, the Crested Gecko world, Pangea is one of those. Even Brian at Altitude has Jess, who's absolutely wonderful, that helps with a lot of his Instagram posts and getting back to people and all that kind of stuff. Here at Flawless, it is myself and Will that do all of our social media. We answer all of our messages and things like that, and we also obviously edit all of our videos, which can be challenging at times, especially for me, who I am ADHD to the most extreme degree. So I have to have something that's very simple or user-friendly that I can figure out fairly quickly. Sometimes it can be complex, but I need to be able, with my crazy brain here, I need to be able to figure it out relatively quickly, and Pixelcut is one of those. I'm actually going to take control of the screen here for a little bit and kind of show you, we're going to go through it kind of step by step, some of the ways that I edit pictures and things like that. We're going to actually do a little picture for you guys to see, and then we'll go through some of those features, what all it can do. Some of those features I haven't even actually gotten to use yet because it just hasn't become necessary to me, but I love having the option to be able to use those. So super excited, and without further ado, here we go. All right, so when you open it up and you see all of the different things that it opens up to its home screen. You'll notice you have all these different options. You go into the settings and you can look at your account. You can see where, you know, I'm listed as a pro member. You go out of there, you've got your invite your friends, you can put a watermark, write a review, customize your app icon, follow them on all their social medias, get help. You can create your own branding kit, all these different things, your appearance, the language, you're recently deleted, if you need to free up space. They also have tutorials, obviously their legal information. If you're referred by a friend, you can put in your information there. Also, your appearance, you know, you can change that from dark system, light. I use this regular system. Now you have your tool bar up here where you can get into the search fields and use the search option. You can actually use the camera here and take your own photos. Obviously it has your zooms and things like that. You can switch it around to your face. I don't use that a whole lot. So let's move on to some of the things that I do use a whole lot. I use the remove background quite a bit, so I'll pop on that. We'll get you a shot of, you know, our logo, and as you see, it has removed the background. You can put a shadow on it if you want to, with that little toggle switch. You can size it, and this is really cool because you can size it all different sizes. You can go with your original, your square, the story style, portrait, landscape, your custom sizes, which you can actually put in your width and height of your actual photograph. That's really cool to me. You can also utilize specific platforms, like all your Instagrams, you know, your reels, your stories, whatnot. If you're using any type of like selling online or whatever, Poshmark, Etsy, Mercari, your Shopify's, and even Amazon. It's really cool because it shows you the actual size up here when you're doing that. So typically I utilize Instagram post if I'm doing a post, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and choose that. You can go in and pick your backgrounds, which is cool. You can choose your colors. You'll notice I'm gonna pop on a color here, and it'll actually add it to your brand kit if you set up a brand kit, which is pretty cool. Also, you can let the AI kind of do its thing, and it will put your picture into sort of like a actual made background. Now, as you can see, it kind of adds some stuff on some places. So, and there is a way to kind of remove that, and we'll go over that in just a bit. So you'll notice like this is pretty cool. It's like, you know, kind of wood, I guess, grained. Got ocean, sidewalk, garden, autumn. I like the steel version. That's pretty cool. And then you also have like warehouse, highway, graffiti. So I'm going to get out of that, and we're going to go ahead and do a translucent here so we can go ahead and continue into the actual tool. So now once you go into the continue and you're actually utilizing your tools, you can erase or restore things. Like, so the AI did its own removal of your background for you, but if you need to zoom in and make sure that your edges were crisp, or you know there wasn't anything left in the photo, or say it took out too much, you're able to go in and fill in those. So you can do it with the restore. You can zoom in, or you can, like I said, you can erase or restore, which is pretty cool. So we're going to move on into the actual tools. The tools, as you can see down here at the bottom, you can press on my photos. Obviously we have our photo in here, but I can show you how we're going to start kind of layering some things. So I'm just going to scroll down through here and find us a picture where we can create something with our logo. We're going to just peck on this picture of Will and I, and we're going to remove the backgrounds. All right, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where I can utilize the little sun icon down here, and it put the background back in white so that it's easier to see where you need to go. So I'm going to erase this portion right here of my hair because it's kind of sticking up. Definitely don't want that in there, because if I decide to outline with the outline tool, which you'll see in just a minute, I don't want to outline in every little stray spot. I want it to be a nice clean outline. So also, if for some reason, oops, you get in there and you get too much, you can restore it. And it will, like I said, zoom in so you can see exactly where you're going. Now, I'm doing this with just my finger. If you wanted to get like a stylus that, you know, would work on your iPhone screen or whatever you're using, your Android iPhone screen, then you could do that as well. So let's push on through. Let's go ahead and hit the check mark. And now we have 2 photographs in the actual frame to play with. So if I want to outline, I can outline. I typically don't use a very, you know, large thickness or a wide thickness on my outlines, and I like to play with it. I usually also take all the smoothness away because if you know, for us, if you utilize a lot of smoothness, then the outline kind of runs together, and a lot of times I don't want to see that. You can also change your colors, which we'll play with that. Right now, I just kind of start with white to begin with, and then you can resize your photo as necessary. So let me get that all resized there and place it kind of where I want it. These are not concrete. You can switch back and forth with your photos. So we're gonna move over to position. I went ahead and highlighted that logo behind. I'm gonna move over to position and then move this to the front so that I can see it properly and edit it the way I want it. So as you can see, I can just size it down, and typically I just take my fingers and kind of squeeze it. If you notice, it's doing this thing where it's kind of wonky, but did you see that little dot come up? That's giving me a guideline of where it would be straight. You can snap to guidelines, you can show your grids. I usually leave the snap to guidelines on. There will be some points where I actually turn that off, utilize what I need to utilize with it, and then I come back and put my snap to the grid back on. So as you can see, as it moves up, I can move it, you know, in the middle. That shows the middle of it horizontally and the middle of it vertically, so the true center, but I want to put it down in the corner there. And it does snap it into place into the corner, which is pretty cool. Now, since I've done that, I want to go back in and I'll replace my background. And you can replace it obviously with a color. But I want to go into their stock photos, into Pixelcut stock photos, and see what we have. Let's go into botanical and see what we have in there. Okay, I'm going to choose this right here with the wood grain in the background with the little leaves. It's kind of cool. Kind of like we're standing in front of a wall. And then I'm going to go in and play with my picture. So obviously the background has sort of a brown look to it. So I'm going to go back in now and kind of play with my picture, play with the outline, the sizing. Maybe I'll use the outline, maybe I won't. And you can move around your background picture if you want. Again, all of this is workable. There's nothing in concrete. So I think that's where I want to put that. I do think that that FCG logo needs to come down a bit because obviously it's right in my face. So I'm going to resize that and make it straight. Here's that little guideline. Bring it down some. There we go. All right, now I'm going to play with the text, the titles and such that are, you know, that you see a lot of times when we add different titles or different information on pictures. This particular app has quite a few choices as far as text is concerned, which is pretty cool. I love that. I can choose different colors. Let's go with green for right now. We may change it up differently at a later time. Who knows? But they do have a lot of different options for text. As you can see, there's just tons of them. So if you wanted to go through all of them, that's fine. But I really like the Rustico, so we're gonna stick with Rustico. Let's just add something in there. Flawless Pixelcut review. That sounds good. Now let's do some sizing and playing around. Obviously you can't really see the text in the background, so we're gonna change the color. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go with black. That's better, but you still really can't see it very well, and I really like the font. And I do like this background, so I am gonna see if a shadow will help. No, I don't believe this shadow is actually going to help me. So I'm gonna actually go down here and add a shape. And you can choose, you know, circular shape, square shape, or whatever, and then you can manipulate the sizing and the way it sits, you know, once you get it actually into your photo. So I'm just going to, you know, minimize it down, and I'm going to push it back. So now we can see, you know, my actual text. And push that back. So I do see that I still have a shadow on there, so I'm going to bring that back down. And I can play with the sizing if I really want like a little bit of a shadow behind it. It's kind of cool. Kind of gives a little extra something, a little bit of a 3D effect. And I think I am going to go ahead and outline this picture, but I'm going to play around with obviously the sizing of it. Very small, and then I'm going to bring the smoothness again all the way down, and then I actually am going to also change the color on this. So as you can see, I'm rolling through the colors. There is sort of a tan color, so I'm going to go with that, and then I'm going to play with the actual color. Do I like it lighter? Do I like it darker? I think that's just right. So we got that. Alright. I'm going to put a border on this guy. So I'm going to bring this position to the front just so it's easier to work with. Put my little border on there. And put that one a little thicker. I think it really just suffices to give it a good like little 3D look. And then, oh, that yellow is pretty, so we'll stick with that. And then we're going to push that actually back behind our text again. And size our text just down just a little bit to fit in our box. Cool. Now you can do loads of different stuff with this, but that's pretty much where I'm at with that. Now, as you notice, there's this little place right here on top of my head to the right that didn't quite get erased from when we were taking the background out of it. The cool thing about this is I'm going to go ahead and save this to my phone. It will save it to my phone, and then it actually saves it as a project within your Pixelcut. But I'm going to go ahead and send this image on over to airdrop it to my computer, where I will actually put it into my DaVinci Resolve software that I use for video editing. But if you notice, like I said, there's that little place up there right above my head that I'm actually going to now go back in and fix. All right, now you see that there's that blotch right there. So what we're going to do is we are actually going to utilize the magic eraser. And if you see there down below, you know, you have your size line, and you have your erase or your replace. As you can see, there's still some like, you know, some sort of messier places right there. I can kind of get rid of that or smoothen it out a little bit. I also noticed that there are some stray hairs that I have that are looking kind of frizzy because I hadn't done my hair in quite a while at this point. And so I'm going to get rid of some of those little flyaways that kind of take away from the actual focus of the photo. It's really cool. You can really do some fun stuff. Like if I was really, you know, optimistic, I could maybe get rid of some of those wrinkles too. But if you notice, there's maybe some lint or something that was on his shirt. I can get rid of that. If you do get that pop-up image there, you see something went wrong, it's because you haven't left your finger on it, or you haven't covered the spot for it to actually pick anything up. So, and if you do something that doesn't work, you can just undo it. There's an undo button. All right, so now that's clear. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this to my computer again, save it and send it so that it can now be utilized in the video. So now that you guys have seen kind of how an actual process of editing works, or editing a picture for a post or something like that, or like just a component of a bigger project, now we're gonna go through some of the actual other features that make this app really cool and really worth it. For either, if you're not completely convinced, you can do the monthly, or you know, the year, you know, you can do the monthly and then you can do the yearly if you find that you really enjoy that. I really enjoy this app. You know, at first I did do the $9.99 month just to get an idea of, you know, what it was going to be like and to really explore it for that month, and that way I wasn't locked into a $60 purchase. But it really does benefit you to go ahead and purchase the $60 after that first month, so that you're not paying the extra. I mean, 60 versus you know, 120, that's like half off. So you're saving a whole tank of gas. Actually, that's more for us right now. So a whole tank of gas a year by just doing just the yearly all at one time. So okay, so let's dive into some of the other really awesome features. Okay, so we're back at the main screen, and let's just choose a photo. So we'll choose that one of Will and I. That was our 4th of July photo. And it's going to analyze the image, and it's going to take the background out of it. And then this is actually the AI portion of the app. So where it says AI photo shoot, that is the AI portion of the app. So now that we're, you know, our background's been taken out and we've been kind of, it's analyzed. Again, like I say, there is some, you know, some kind of places where it could probably utilize the AI a little better, or it could do a little bit better on analyzing the features, because some of it kind of runs together. Like I think it kind of takes my feet and meshes it with Will's leg or something like that. But I mean, you can always crop it out or utilize something to stick over it or kind of mesh it together. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But you notice you have like several different scenes down here that you can use. The meadow is pretty cool. Looks like we're standing on a piece of property in the wheat fields with the meadow in the background. Now here's the beach. The beach is really cool. I like the beach. But neither one of us like the sand, so you'd know that's AI. So if you notice here, you can see where it makes Will's booty look extremely big. I don't know why it did that, but anyway, that's the AI photo shoot. So let's go in, and it's going to analyze the image that we created earlier. And with this, it's really cool because once it has analyzed, now you can kind of use it to recolor. Now, I haven't played a lot with this feature, so I'm not really sure, you know, what I would utilize it for. Some of you guys that are, you know, more into adjustments with recoloring pictures and things like that, I'm sure there are reasons. But as you notice, it definitely took a hold of my root grow out there for my hair, so it's like trying to mesh it with the bottom, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I really needed to do my hair at that point. It was looking rough. But anyway, you can see where I'm playing with the different colors and such. Also, you can peck on the all button right there, and it will show you your recently used and all of the tools that are associated with the app in general. So you've got collages, you can start with a blank project and create your profile pictures. You can see where, you know, you can resize photos, filters, outlines. There's the recolor again, magic replacements, just a host of things. You can create your own QR codes, trim your videos. You have a magic writer. There's just so many options that you can do with this particular app. So also, you can create your own templates. This is one that I made for a video from one of our initial YouTube videos, and I just saved it. And then you've got templates that they curate you know, for holidays and things like that, templates for you. You can press on that see all, and you'll notice at the top there's a bar with all of your different, you know, categories. Film stories, there's a summer background, podiums, which I have utilized that before. It's pretty cool. I have like a gray podium, animated stories, social templates, holographics. It goes on and on and on. So one other feature that we can discuss as well is, and this is one that I don't use, but it's called Teams. And again, that was originally when I was talking about, you know, your bigger businesses or your businesses that utilize, you know, a website team or social media team. You can share your projects and things like that. Then you can go into your projects, which is that little tab with our files, and you can see all the different projects that you have done, you have completed. As long as you haven't obviously deleted them. You delete something on accident, you can actually go into your settings. You can roll down through there and grab up the ones that you have recently deleted. So, and it will save it. But that's it. So that's pretty much all of that as a, you know, roundup of like my personal feelings on the app. I love it. I think it's super useful. I will continue to utilize it. There are maybe a few little things that I would, you know, recommend to maybe the developer to kind of tweak a little bit, but, and it may be just user error, because, you know, that definitely happens, you know, to me a lot. But it makes me so mad because I'll be fiddling with something on my phone and it doesn't work. Will's been doing something that I want to be able to do on mine. And we have iPhones. It's not like we both don't have iPhones, and I'll say, you know, get really frustrated, and he'll be like, well, let me see it. And of course, in 0.2 seconds, he's got it and is doing exactly the thing that I've been wanting to do and been messing around with for 2 days. So it'll make me mad in a heartbeat. So some of the little tweaks that, you know, I could be, you know, not utilizing effectively could just be me. But if you guys have used Pixelcut in the past, or if you guys utilize it now, put down in the comments what what features you like the most, and tell me your reasons for why you like it or why you don't. If this is your completely first look at Pixelcut, the app, as far as using it or utilizing it for your YouTube videos or social media in general, let us know that too. We like to know if these types of reviews kind of help you guys out. And yeah, but that's it. If you want more reviews like this, more apps, I have a host of other apps that I do utilize for different parts, different components. Let me know. You know, these types of videos are kind of fun for me. I'm a lot more of a behind the scenes type of person. I think we've all kind of found that out through, you know, our videos and stuff. Will is usually the face in front of the camera, and I'm usually behind the scenes, but I'm doing better, I guess. But this is just kind of right up my alley. So if there are some of you out there, couples, teams, or partners, that you are the one that likes to stay behind the camera and you put your other one in front, let us know that too. That's always fun to know if there are other people like me. But anyway, we love you guys. Thank you for all of your support. I do want to take a second and do a shameless self-promotion. You know, if you're not your biggest fan, you know, who would be? If you don't value yourself, then nobody else will. And let you see our own commercial. So stop for this paid promotion from Flawless Crested Geckos. And we're back. So that was my paid promotion. So to round it up, I want to say, end it out on this beautiful, glorious day. It is the 4th of July, and I hope you all are getting to spend some much needed quality time with your families. And so I'm not going to keep you any longer. So go enjoy your hot dogs and your hamburgers and your cookouts and all this kind of stuff. I believe we're having nachos today, so be jealous. Well, that's all from me. I will see you next time. Peace out.